Greetings, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for the newcomers who haven't been here before. This is Staying in the Light. This is Staying in the Light uh, Soul Food Channel. And I haven't checked my comments yet. I read a book. I read parts of the first chapter of Eric Fromm, The Sane Society. And I want to see how many people want me to continue to read that. But I think this is much more important right now in this day and time, in light of the world situation. We're at a pivotal point in history, people. The outcome of this conflict is going to determine the leadership of the world for some time to come. Some people call it Judgment Day, the apocalypse. It definitely is being a revelation. Everything is being revealed. Everything is being revealed. You see in the hubris, the pure hubris of people and what they are capable of doing. The last I heard, well, I don't want to talk about that right now. What I want to do is read maybe the first few articles of the rights of Indigenous people, Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Now, this was started being prepared in about 1985, and then it was published in 2007. Have you heard of the Declaration of Human Rights? It's a charter. This is a part of that charter. Because around the world, indigenous people have been persecuted for decades. It wasn't being recognized as indigenous people. The black and brown people of the world, so-called black and brown. It's just that idea that you call a people a color shows you abusing their rights. People are the identity of their ancestors. So the attempt was to wipe out memory of their ancestry, their nation, their nationality, so the people would never know who they are. But if you do your due diligence in your family, your tribe, no one can keep that information from you. Sure, a lot has been erased, a lot of records been destroyed, but everything has not been destroyed. And all you need is a little hint, a little clue. So go do your family search, your family tree, and find out your status as indigenous people. Don't follow that story that you're from another country. If we came from Africa, it was many, many hundreds of years ago. But we don't know anything about any Africa across the water. Because if you do your study like I have, you find out this place, America, was at one time referred to as Africa. That's right. So without any further ado, let's start with the first charter. I don't think I'm going to show it because it may get a strike if I show this out of the book. So I'll just read it. Publication rights and everything. So we're going to do a few of these articles, starting with number 1. Indigenous people have the right to the full enjoyment as a collective or as individuals of all human rights and fundamental freedoms as recognized in the Charter of the United Nations, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and international human rights law. So in the Charter of Human Rights, there was little said about indigenous people. So that's why we have to have this inserted as part of the Charter of Human Rights. The rights of indigenous people also are part of the rights of human rights, the Charter of Human Rights. Article 2, indigenous people and individuals are free and equal to all other people and individuals and have the right to be free from any kind of discrimination in the exercise of their rights, in particular that based on their indigenous origin or identity. In simple language, we know that discrimination is a fact of life. People judge and misjudge you because you're different. So what's being said here is that kind of thinking is unlawful, and everyone has a right to be who they are to be. Your identity, whatever that identity be, that's your birthright. Nobody can take that from you. No law, no society, but you have to assert that law. You have to assert that right. Because if you don't exercise that right, you're guaranteed it. So you have to exercise that right that you have. Article 3, indigenous people have the right to self-determination. By virtue of the right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. And that's the message that I'm about. It's not about a person. It's about a people. And long after I'm gone, and long after you're gone, a people's right to determine for themselves their status, who they decide to be, what their culture is, what their ancestry is, that is undebatable. We will always have that right. Some time ago, my great ancestors, it was illegal to speak language other than English. You was cited for murder if you spoke any foreign language, if you wore any foreign regalia, because they wanted to wipe away that identity of your ancestors. So let's go to article number 4. Indigenous people, in exercising their right to self-determination, have the right to autonomy and self-government in matters relating to their internal and local affairs, as well as ways and means for financing their autonomous functions. So basically what this message is saying that nobody can stop you from uniting. So I see, as I read these articles, it's saying that when the people come together and determine themselves, determine for themselves their future, nobody can determine your future but you. You have the money, you have the resources. If you're looking for someone else to give you something, that day is over with. You have everything you need to be free. Okay, Article 5. And I think I may read this one. I don't want to overwhelm y'all because I want you to go back and read these articles. Indigenous people have the right to maintain and strengthen their distinct political, legal, economic, social, and cultural institutions while retaining their right to participate fully, if they so choose, in the political, economic, and social and cultural life of the state. So that's self-evident. You have the right to create your own institutions, your own political, legal, economic, social systems, or you can participate in the one presented to you, whatever one you choose. Article number 6. Every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality. Isn't this what Noble Drew Ali taught us? Every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality. If you're born in America, you may call your nationality as American. If you want to identify with your ancestry, if you have Moorish ancestry, you may call yourself a Moorish American. If your ancestors from Tunisia, you may identify as Tunisian American. That's your nationality. Calling yourself black, Negro, colored, is really sinful. Very, very evil. Okay, let's do one more. The God number 7. Article 7 of the Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. Indigenous individuals have the right to life, physical and mental integrity, liberty, and security of persons. Section 2 of Article 7. Indigenous people have the collective right to live in freedom, peace, and security, a distinctive people, and shall not be subjected to any act of genocide or any other act of violence, including forcibly removing children of the group to another group. That's called integration, people. Busing. They did that to us. They move us out of our neighborhoods into other neighborhoods. And in another generation or two, our neighborhoods were destroyed through something called urban renewal. They destroy our communities. Few people know about that because they're not old enough. I lived this. I'm not talking about something I read. So, with that, we want to conclude this reading of Articles 1 through 7 of the Indigenous Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People.